Hey guys, if you've got a faucet that's leaking like this one is, which is, it's not dripping out of the spout, but it's basically leaking around the base here. You can see that it's coming out from underneath that handle. This is a really easy fix, and I've got to fix this one, so I just thought I'd show the steps involved. So the first thing you need to do is find a hex key. There's a little Allen screw inside here, so you need to find a hex key that fits there, and I believe this one is a, I think it's a 2mm if I'm not mistaken. If you loosen that screw, then this handle will just pull right off. And then you get access to this stem in here, and this stem is what controls the water flow. And I'll just show you. So this is that stem that's inside there. So there's kind of a flat spot over here that your Allen key engages on. And then on the bottom, you can see there's just a hole. So when you rotate your handle, that hole rotates inside the faucet, and that's what allows the water either, if it's this way, it's in the closed position. If you rotate it this way, it's in the open position. So it's really a pretty simple design. And there are O-rings. As you can see, there's an O-ring here. There's also, I don't know if this thing slides apart. Kind of stuck because it's hard water and it's kind of crusted up, but on the inside of there's an O-ring. So and then actually I'll show you when I get this apart, there's another little seal that goes down on the bottom. So you could try to rebuild these things, but what I do is to fix these is I just remove the old stem. And this is a Delta faucet that I'm working on. Most faucets are the same way. It'll be a little bit different if this one obviously has a hot and a cold. If you have a single handle, that's a little bit different stem, but they come for those as well. So what I do is just remove it and then go to the hardware store and find one that matches up to what you removed. A lot of times they'll have reference books so you can try to figure out, from the faucet type. But generally, other than maybe knowing that it's a Delta, you're probably not going to know which faucet you have. So just bring one in. Find the one that looks closest, and I think these were like $7 or $8 a piece, not expensive at all. So anyway, we got that off. Now the next step is we're going to remove this retainer nut. And depending on how old the faucet is, this one is really, it's in rough shape. This is just about to the point where we need to replace this faucet, but I think I can save it. Okay, once you get the retainer nut off, this is all that holds this stem in here. So it's probably going to be a little bit stuck. So take a pliers and give it a wiggle. Okay, so here you have the stem itself, and then this is that little seat that I'll show you that goes, it actually sits down on the bottom of the faucet. So basically you've got the holes. This is a slightly different design than the original one, but it'll work fine. It's an aftermarket. If you found the actual Delta replacement stem, it would probably look exactly like this, but this will be fine. So the way this works is this provides a seal on the bottom, and then when you open up your faucet, I don't know if you can see that, but basically this just rotates on the bottom. So that would be in the off position and be sealed, and then when you open it up, that turns it on. So I'm just going to use my Allen key. I don't know if you can see in there or not, but use that to pull that old seat out. And you might be able to see that it's scuffed and worn, and it's been in there for a while. So probably could reuse the spring, but I'll go ahead and put the new spring in. As you can see, there's just a hole down in there. What I will do is take a needle nose pliers, Drop that down in the hole. Oops. Nothing's ever easy when you're holding the camera. And then I'll just drop that rubber seat on there. And you have to make sure that it's down inside that hole good. It has to sit flush, or you'll never get the stem in. All right, so now once we have that seat in there, we'll just take our stem. So the flat spot needs to be orientated out because that's the way that the set screw of the handle sits. And it's probably a good idea. These are ambidextrous. These go left or right, but make sure that when your handle is in its off position, that you have the flat spot here, no holes, flat spot lined up with where the hole is in your stem seat, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. And we're just going to go ahead and put the stem in. I should mention too, there's a slot on that side, and there's little bumps there that fit inside that recess, and you may have to kind of work that in there because you've got new O-rings that are sealing that up. So I have to work it back and forth a little bit. But once you get that most of the way down, then you can take your retainer nut, and hopefully yours isn't as corroded and bent up as mine is. Once you get that started, then I'll just take a wrench and I'll tighten that down, and then I'll do the other side. Okay, so that one there was pretty much real time, and you can see how quick it is to do these once you kind of get the hang of it. So turn the water on and see if we have any leaks. There you go, nice and dry. As you can see, the leak is gone. So there you go, easy project done. Unless you have really old faucets, typically you can replace stems like this and get leaks to stop. So I hope you guys found that video helpful. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.